you hear us?
I can hear you.
All right. Well, we'll start with a opening statement from you, and then we'll go to questions.
Well, I saw a lot of good things from my team. Obviously, a couple things that are glaring is we haven't played basketball since December 3rd. I thought with our short bench and the amount of, experience that we had, we really did some good things. We lost to a good team on their home floor. One of the things, if I got to be really picky about something, I didn't think we did a tremendous job. We got beat to 50-50 balls. And, I think the thing that stands out more than anything, I didn't like the fact that we got out rebounded 52-26. Some bright spots, I thought Manny Bates was really good. Obviously we threw the ball into him and he made some shots. We didn't have all of our guys that were with us that played well. And when you got a short bench and you only got, really basically 8 guys that played tonight, we can't afford one of those 2 guys not to have really good games. So we'll dust it off. We'll continue to get healthy and then obviously get ready for our next opportunity.
Go ahead, Ben.
Hey, Coach. I'm from the St. Louis newspaper. Just wanted to get your perspective on their team. What did you see from them offensively and defensively in the second half there?
Well, I thought Ben, they just played with energy and obviously they were able to rotate a bunch of guys in. Travis has done a really good job with this program and they're a good basketball team. They would have been a good basketball team if we had everybody. But I thought they beat us to some loose balls. They were aggressive. They got to the free throw line. I like his team. I think his team has a chance to win a lot of games and obviously go on and be a threat in the NCAA.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Go ahead, James.
Yeah, Kevin. What did you think of your ball movement tonight? Did you think some of the issues maybe moving the ball was due to their defense? Did you have some problems specifically, just overall?
Yeah, James. I can nitpick on a bunch of things. I do think the ball stuck in a couple guys' hands. But the toughest thing for us is that we haven't been able to play against another opponent. And and obviously, when you come out and we've had like 5 days of practice. I'm proud of my guys the way we had practice, and in those 5 days, I couldn't even tell you what we actually did. And so, yeah, could they have been a little bit more ball movement? Absolutely. We had a couple guys out of our starters that I didn't think particularly played well. Jericho didn't have a great game, and then obviously Devin Daniels didn't have a great game. And so when 2 of your guys who are your leading scorers don't play well, it doesn't bode well for it to get a result as a win.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Rod.
Coach, how do you describe what you saw from Manny tonight?
Well, Manny's doing what I've seen the entire offseason. And, the biggest thing for him and what he showed me is that he can play a game without fouling out of a game. And we needed him to stay in the game. And he was aggressive. He scored in every different way. He played the majority of the game. And I wanted that. I needed him to be able to show us he can play on the floor. I don't know how many shot blocks he had. I think it was 6 at halftime possibly. But he changed the game. He was really good. He did some really good stuff, especially because he had to play so many minutes because we have a short bench.
Thanks, Coach.
Go ahead, Justin.
Hey, Coach, obviously a shorthanded roster tonight and 7-man rotation. After, the first 3 games, you got to play everybody. Did you think there down the stretch when St. Louis really went on that run, did you think you guys just, ran out of gas and the legs started to get tired there?
Justin, I'll go back and look at the tape. Is that a possibility? Absolutely, especially as a team that prides itself for getting up and down. We really did some good things. I know the score is going to say 11 points, but if you watch the game, it was probably a 4 or 5 point game, and then obviously got away at the end, the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game. Well, we did some good stuff, but it's tough when you're playing a really good team and you're playing 7 people. That's not a great formula to win, and certainly, I got to give my guys a lot of credit. They fought all the way to the end, and certainly we'll get better. This loss will help us get better.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Jonas.
Coach, you kind of answered my question with your last statement that this loss will help you guys get better. Is there such thing as a good loss? I guess you go on the road shorthanded and you lead in the first half and you compete pretty hard in the second half. Is there such thing as a good loss in a situation like this?
Well, Jonas, as you know me, I don't take moral victories, but there are a lot of good things that I'm going to be able to take out of this game. One of them being a bright spot of Manny Bates. You know, look, we played a team that's AP 27 in the country, could have easily be 25 on their floor, led at halftime with a short bench. And so, of course, there are some things that I can take from it. We just got to get better in certain areas. As I go back to it, my biggest issue was that we got beat up on the backboard and we got beat to 50-50 balls, and we got to get better in those areas.
And I had a follow-up I wanted to ask you about. You mentioned that Jericho and Devin didn't have their best games. Do you feel like at times, because you guys were shorthanded, they may have been pressing a little too much to try to make up for the lack of guys who weren't there?
Yeah, I don't know if it was because of the lack of guys. They just didn't play well. They didn't make shots. And that happens sometimes. The unfortunate thing when you got a short bench and we've got a short group of players, if you get one or two of your key players that don't play well, then that's tough on you. And, I wouldn't say, I think they, some of the shots that they took or some of the shots that they've taken all year long, they just didn't make them.
Go ahead, Justin.
I had one more about Shaq Moore. He played a really valuable 13 minutes on the defensive end tonight. Could you talk about what you saw from him on the defensive end tonight?
Yeah, Justin, it's tough. Shaq's going to be really good for us, but when you look at my bench, we started at all the experience that we have, and then I played 3 other freshmen. I didn't play Nick Farrar because he's not quite ready to play. Even though I know we had 9 guys, he's not in the shape to play. He's still coming back from, getting stuff together, and he's going to be a guy that contribute. And then the game was so fast right now from Jalen Gibson. I thought Shaq came in and gave us a boost. I didn't get exactly what I wanted out of Darion. I thought he had some good moments, but, he missed a dunk and then he missed a layup on the other end. But at the end of the day, Shaq's going to be a really good player. He's a good defender. You know what? He's learning how to play. He's understanding defensive schemes. He's a great on-the-ball defender. And as we move forward, he'll be able to help us out a lot.
Thanks.
All right, Coach, it looks like we don't have any more questions for you.
Thanks, guys.